Hi there guys, and welcome to another Red Gaming Tech video with myself, Amata. This is an interesting news/speculation video for you today, as we learn that Bioshock Infinite could have in fact had multiplayer in the final package, but has been confirmed to have been axed from the final game due to time constraints. But Ken Levine, the Irrational Games boss, has described it as something extraordinary, and unfortunately we won't get to experience it with this particular game, but I'm going to give you basically all the information that is revealed and my opinions on what it could have been like if it had actually been included in the final product. So basically it was described as extraordinary, as I said, by Ken Levine, but I kind of wonder what that actually means for the non-existent multiplayer. How would it have been extraordinary? I mean, the fact that Bioshock Infinite itself, it looks like it's going to be pretty extraordinary in terms of the ideas that it's got and the game in general, is something that most people wouldn't disagree with. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting one indeed, and I'm sure it's going to have a ton of really cool ideas, not just in the setting but in the storyline, characters and so on. Obviously I don't know yet because none of us have played it yet, unfortunately. It's still not released, sad face. But I'm just curious to see how it could have been extraordinary, because at the end of the day, multiplayer always seems to go along the same track of team deathmatch, domination, King of the Hill, or some of the variants with slightly different tweaks, but still pretty much the same mode, just under a slightly different coat of paint and under a different name. So I just kind of wonder what could have the Bioshock Infinite multiplayer really had to offer. Let's see what he had to say about it. Basically, he said that they did some really extraordinary stuff, but we felt we didn't have the resources and time to finish the experiment to level 1 to 2, and we weren't going to ship something that was not consistent with the overall package. So basically, he says what I've already said, that it was something new and interesting, but they unfortunately did not have the time to include it in the game, and not have to push the release date back, or even sacrifice some of the single player, which I would have not have wanted. I don't think anyone would have wanted that. Personally, that is a real pet peeve of mine, when basically multiplayer gets tacked onto a game that just really doesn't need it, and the single player suffers as a result because of the time, resources and manpower taking away from the single player campaign. There's been several games where multiplayer has just been tacked on for no apparent reason, and it's just been terrible and no one's really played it because of that reason. So I think this is the right decision on their part to just not bother with it if they weren't feeling it was working for them within the time they have, or within the setting, and also making it consistent to the original game. Because if it doesn't work in the game, then there's no point. As I said, I don't think any of us are really raring to play another version of Team Deathmatch just yet. I mean, possibly they would have had some real game-changing ideas, but I'm not really sure how that could work. I imagine there'll be some sort of multiplayer element in that. There'll be online rather, not multiplayer, in that you maybe share your score or something like that. But I'm personally just glad to see that they've made the right decision to not bother with it if it wasn't working out for them, because so many games, as I said, have tried to do it before and just not actually worked. It's like the original Darkness had the most god-awful multiplayer just tacked on for no apparent reason. So it's good to see a developer showing that you can in fact ship with that multiplayer and still sell copies, because obviously for a few years now the whole gaming thing has been shifting more and more towards multiplayer, which for someone like me who doesn't really play much multiplayer isn't really all that good. Personally, I think a co-op mode would be really cool for Bioshock Infinite, but not really a multiplayer mode. I just don't see how that could work with Bioshock. The original Bioshock was obviously a single player only game, and well, it was better for it because it was very story driven, excellent story, script, characters, all of that, and you know, what could you really have added with the multiplayer mode? Not much, as far as I can see. So I think, if anything, they should add a co-op mode. That would be pretty badass, to be able to do certain missions or something with a friend, or maybe even the whole game, or something like that. Maybe just even the tale of someone else in the same place and time as the main characters and what they're going through, and then do a co-op version of that or something like that. That would be pretty damn cool, actually. Anyway, I think that's me done for this news/speculation video. Please do feel free to hit me up with your thoughts and opinions as to what could be coming for us for Bioshock Infinite, and what would you have liked to have seen in the now non-existent multiplayer mode, and do you think it could even work with a game like Bioshock? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time.